Hi. Well, there's only one way to remove the bumper of a first-gen EXP. Or Mercury LN7. All these bumpers are the same. Only the second-gen EXPs are different. The 86 model years and up. So how do you do it? Okay, well, there's a lot of screw holes to deal with. Because the bumper, I got the bumper here that I had just painted. The bumper has these steel plates in them. And they, a long one goes along the top, and two crescent-shaped ones go down the two sides. And in each of these plates are a few studs. So each end of the bumper has 3 studs going into it. So three on the right, 3 on the left. And then along the top, there's a whole bunch. We'll start in the middle. There's 1, 2, 3, and then 2 the other way. So there's, I think, just 5 on the top end of the bumper. So there's not too many to keep track of. And they're all these body nuts that Ford uses on these guys. They have the same ones holding the front nose cone together too. They're just an 11 mil nut on a loose washer that the nut's permanently pressed into. So what do you need to do? Well, there's a few things. The bottom 2 nuts will be the bottom one on each side of your bumper, bottom corner of each. That bottom hole doesn't go into the car. So you have to go under the car to get to these, just so you know. So that's exposed to outside elements, but the 2 above it and all of the top screw holes go into the actual cabin, the car's interior. So knowing that, there's not much you need to do. All you have to do is remove the 2 interior panels that go along here. That's real easy. They're only held in by a whole bunch of self-tapping metal screws. Just a whole bunch of them that hold it all together. Once you get all of those done, it's real easy to get to all these holes. These are not to be confused with the holes for the taillights or the nuts for the taillights. The nuts for the taillights are of the same variety. It's an 11 millimeter nut over a spinning flat washer. The only difference is the size of the washer. The bumpers use smaller washers because the bumper goes into smaller spaces of the car. You may not be able to fit these taillight washer bolts into the tight crevices on either corner of the car. So they're interchangeable, but that doesn't mean that you should, because you probably will regret it. But once you have the bumper off, now is the time to be gentle, because it will come out at you. But you can see that the actual bumper sticks out a pretty far ways. It almost goes to the end of the car. So does the other side. But if you remember the bumper has these steel plates that recess in about 1.25 1.5 inches to mount the bumper. So once you have the bumper completely loose, make sure you get every single nut off. And once the bumper is completely loose, it should be able to flop side to side, but it won't shoot out. You just need to grab it. Let's pretend it's here. Gotta grab it, slide it off to the side, which puts the metal strip on that end up against the bumper right there. And then it frees up this metal strip, putting it just outside the bumper. So you slide the bumper to one side, and then you should be able to pull it out, slide it down the other way, and then take it away, do whatever you need to do then. So there's not too much to it. That's about all you need to know. The front's really similar. And I believe it varies. So sometimes there's holes in these guys for pop tabs to go into the bumper to keep it from flopping around. But I don't. And I think they're all those bright, shiny aluminum ones that I drilled out. Because this whole actual bumper is aluminum. And I drilled all of them out. All the holes that were originally there, I just made them slightly bigger, a little cleaner, so I could actually tap bolts in them. And I think I might have already tapped them. So that's something you can keep in mind. You can use pop tabs, or you can actually tap the bumper, which I guess is what I did. So once I have this hung, I can go out, find the right bolts to fit the taps that I did, and then the bumper won't flop around right in the center anymore. That happens a bunch, especially if you're moving a lot of exhaust out this pipe. And if you're doing highway speeds, a lot of air catches underneath the bumper, flops it around. But if you can keep it secure, it won't go anywhere. All it takes is a couple pop tabs. If you did 2 pop tabs or 2 to 4 screws, you'd be fine. But we'll call it for now. We'll get this guy painted, get it rehung, and like I said, I'll find all that hardware and get snapping. So we'll see you later.